Hi, I'm Roland with Impress Computers, and today with us we've got Laramie Hawkins of Cloud9, and he's going to be discussing Windows 8. Windows 8 has got some big differences to Windows 7 and the traditional type of Windows that we've all become used to. Laramie, first thing I noticed, it doesn't have a start key. It kind of disappeared. What happened? Would you like to tell us about Windows 8 and what we can expect from it?
Well, Windows 8, first off, is the very first operating system designed on this planet from the cloud up. If the cloud is in your future, then this is the way to go. It is the only operating system that at its base level, when you first log in, actually logs you into your cloud profile. What Microsoft has done here with the Start menu instead, they've switched it over to be a multi-platform operating system. So this is your new Start menu.
So you go to the bottom left-hand corner and it pops up.
That's right. This is what's called the Metro screen. The reason that this is the new Start menu format behind Microsoft's thinking is that more and more devices are moving away from your traditional laptops with mouses and being also convertible touch devices. This is a much more intuitive screen when you have touch and things of that nature. To get to your all programs is a common question that I hear in Windows 8 all the time. Simply, instead of having to click on a word that says all programs, just right click and there is an all applications button.
So now it's all apps instead of all programs.
That is correct. Everything in Windows 8 is going through a dynamic shift to be an open environment marketplace to where you can download any software without purchasing your traditional software on disk or anything of that nature. There's marketplaces where you buy keys from places like Impress, go and enter those keys online. Those softwares become downloaded directly to your computer across the internet through the Windows Marketplace, just like you would on your phone in the iTunes Marketplace or on your Android-based phones in the Play Marketplace. So it's a dynamic shift to try to make normal computing more like mobile computing, and that's really what this is all about. Windows 8's platform inside of their kernel also features a bunch of new features for the techies out there that will enjoy it. The new PowerShell is absolutely amazing with functions on using asterisks and such to find commands that you didn't know that were there. Some of the other things that are there is an public Azure synchronous with the Windows SkyDrive. If set up properly from the beginning and going through, which I highly suggest people do, go through and set up their Windows-based email account linked to this computer, what happens is it creates a Azure locale file on the Microsoft SkyDrive cloud, and from there what it does is it makes a list of the drivers of hardware installed into your computer. And it can also make a list of the software installed upon your computer. So when you get a new computer, if this one dies or something of that nature,
or if your hard drive crashes,
a simple reinstall and then reuse of your credentials synchronized with Windows will restore your data. So that is one of the biggest features that I don't know how much work y'all do here and how much work we have done to secure people's data and make sure that they have it after a hard drive crash. That is a huge thing.
And if you've got a Windows phone or a Surface tablet, it's all going to look the same no matter which device you use.
That's correct. One of the other cool features that has come in Windows 8 with the modern Surface and the new Windows 8 phone core coming out is the fact that these operating systems are pretty much all the same thing. So a lot of your software, your data, your information is going to be completely transitive across all devices. So true synchronization, staying on the same page, that's what Windows 8 is really about. Now there are some hitches to it. The Metro menu in a typical mouse format is a little bit wonky to navigate.
You can't just move it across, you've got to...
Yeah, you've got to kind of scroll over to the left, and you know there have been a lot of things out there, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some more theming and customization. One of the things about Windows 8 also is it allows you to customize this menu to an extent too. Certain colors, diagrams, this, that, and the other. And if you don't like the order of something, it's extremely simple to take care of. You just click on it, hold down, drag, and it automatically adjusts. But what it does do is it gives a nice visual appealing way to see all of your news and things of that nature added into one simple space. And that's really what Windows 8 is trying to focus on more than anything else, is simplicity of synchronization.
But if you're trying to connect it to a server, obviously you've got to make sure that it's going to be Server 2008 Enterprise or newer, otherwise you're going to run into problems.
That is correct. That's how generally most of the Windows operating systems have ran in the past, and that's exactly how this one is here. So if you're looking at making a move to Windows 8 and you are in a corporate environment, you might want to check and see what version of server you have.
And then what about printers, peripheral devices?
So far, alas,
it's going to be a headache.
Yeah, alas, it is the same headache that came around when Windows 7 came around. Printer companies are, burning the midnight oil to try to come out with drivers for Windows 8 and try to make this work. There are some out there I know that do work already. A few of them are Canons, and I believe that 2 or 3 series of HP we have gotten to work.
And if you've got an older printer or an older scanner, it could be a while, or it may never come. It just depends on how much time and how new and recent it is. If it's an older one or a cheaper one, the printer manufacturers are probably not going to bother writing Windows 8 drivers. So before you buy your Windows 8 machine, or before you try and upgrade to it, you've got to do a little bit of research to make sure it's going to be the right fit for you. Thanks, Larry. Hi, I'm Roland with Impress Computers, and we're going a little bit more in depth in Windows 8, and we're going to be talking about the control panel and how far it's different and what you can expect from how it's going to back up your documentation. Laramie from iCloud is going to go, Cloud9, sorry, is going to go through everything.
Alright, so far on this particular box, what I've done is I've actually gone over and added the admin tools to this as you would your normal start menu. But there's a nifty little feature that's available from either the Metro or the desktop that's a settings slide here to the side. If you scroll down here, you'll notice there's a button that says Settings. Now this is the new place to change most of your settings for Windows 8. Now here you'll see you have your network, your volume, your brightness, your notifications, your power to shut your computer off and on, which is extremely important. And then keyboard settings. Then you even have your tile settings. And inside of these tiles, that's where you turn the admin tools off and on and be able to have those. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to change PC settings. Now, this is pretty simple here. You have a personalized section that personalizes the very first screen that you see when you log on to Windows. You have a few options, and you can scroll between screens and back and forth and try to test to see what different themes look like. There's a lot of gesture orientation when it comes to Windows 8. That's something that they put a lot of work into. But for now, we're going to move on to users. If you didn't set your Windows 8 profile up in the beginning as a Microsoft profile, then you have the opportunity to take that profile, like this local new account, and switch it to a Microsoft account. When you do that, that's when you start getting a lot of the synchronization features. Now, if you scroll down here, if you already have the Microsoft account active, and you scroll down here to sync your settings, and you'll notice that there's a bunch of options inside of here. There's your sync your settings on this PC, which is the configuration of this PC, sync your personalization, sync your desktop personalization, and sync all your passwords that are remembered by all your browsers and such. Then there's synchronization of your ease of access, your language preferences, and even your application settings. The current browser that you have installed, you can also have that synced to via the Azure cloud, whether it be Chrome, Internet Explorer, or Firefox. It will also sync all of your favorites and all of your icons and your history of your sites visited. You can also do other Windows settings. Now, this other Windows settings, this is where you get your File Explorer, your mouse, and everything more that you can get from there. That is how you synchronize base files. But with the SkyDrive, you only get so much space, and you do have to purchase more space after a certain time. But for the average person, it's going to work out pretty well. So documents don't take that much. If you're expecting it to back up your music and your photos and your documents, is it going to be able to do that? It will be able to do that only if you create a Microsoft account and turn the synchronization on here in the synchronization panel. And you may have to purchase extra space. Of space. Yes. So from there, I think the only thing that I can say from here is you have a few more little options down here. Your home group, and such are a heck of a lot easier to manage now because it's simple one clicks for those of you inside of peer-to-peer networks. Let's go ahead and go back to the Metro screen. Let me highlight one more button here that we haven't spoke about yet, and that is the share button. The share button, it allows you to see everything that you're sharing off this computer locally onto your network. You can right click most any file direct, not just folders, in Windows 8 and different things and photo walls and things like that, and right click and say share these items. And you can actually share those to other Windows 8 computers inside of that home group or work group, whichever you choose to use. And it's a neat little, you know, communication function between people. But by far the biggest thing in the world when it comes to the synchronization of Windows 8 is the synchronization of all of your PC settings, your browsers, and your files. That's what everybody really cares about. So that's Windows 8, and that's our synchronization features.
Great. Thanks, Laramie.